What's going on, y'all? Today, welcome back to another Chef Walkie video. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for coming back. And so today we're here to talk about nihilism. What is nihilism? The rejection of all religious and moral principles and the belief that life is meaningless. And so with that, I really just wanted to start off and say I had a nihilistic mindset at one point in my life. And I guarantee a lot of other people have had a nihilistic mindset in their lives as well. Because of the simple fact, it's really easy to get in that type of mindset because of what the world can do to you. And what I mean by that is we go through things like on a day-to-day basis like depression, anxiety. Sometimes I mean you may feel scared, nervous or anxious. I mean depending on what the scenario is, maybe you shouldn't be. But regardless, even in their own respect, like in their own things, they still hold weight as much as we don't want to let them. And so, what really gets me about nihilism is that you believe nothing. You believe that life is meaningless. And so, with that belief of nothing, makes the belief something. And so, if you believe in something, then you don't believe in nothing. And especially when you're in that mindset firsthand, just like going through everything with your nihilistic tendencies, it's really, I don't want to say hard, but I feel like you're just stuck in like a tunnel, right? Think about it like this: you're stuck in a tunnel and all you see is forward, and at the end of the tunnel is nihilism. That's all it is. It's just an endless tunnel of nihilism. That's what I think nihilism is, due to the fact that it's like once you're so set on something, and we as people, we have a tendency to be stuck to something, especially if that's something that we firmly believe in. If we firmly believe it's true, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard to shake us on our belief. I mean, which it really should be. But for things like nihilism, it isn't. That's not something that you really want to hold on to, due to the fact it's like when you're nihilistic, as I said in the definition, you see life as meaningless. Life seems meaningless to you. And with that, and if that's the case, if life is meaningless, then why does everybody continue to go on throughout their day? Why does everybody continue to pursue their goals regardless of your mindset? And yes, you may have that mindset, but you have to think about it like this. If life was truly nihilistic, if life really had no meaning, then why do we give it meaning? Why do we put energy into things? Why do we challenge ourselves to pursue these things that we don't have right now, but in the future we can reap the rewards of our fruit? And and truly, if you think about it, if that's really the case, if life has no meaning, then why? And I saw this video today, and it really talked about this. It's just through all these scientific researches and everything like that, we have never been able to answer the one true question: why? It it feels like when you say it out loud, it feels like it's such an easy question to answer, but when you think about it and you actually try to answer it, it's more complicated than what it seems. It's like a Rubik's cube. You think you could do it at first, but then I hate Rubik's cubes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Don't ask me about Rubik's cubes. Anyway, back to the main point. It's really just that why? Why do we see life the way that it is? Why do we perceive it this way, and why do some people perceive it that way? And I feel like nihilism truly comes from the cards that you were dealt. I mean, as most things are, and most things do come from the cards that you've been dealt. But it's more or less for me. For example, like I was stuck in a point where something was taken from me. My best friend was taken from me, and you know, hey, like at that point in life, I was just like, well, if this can happen, then why does what I'm saying? Then why does the world move like this? Especially if we're supposed to be cherishing life, we're supposed to be have meaning, have love, have all these crazy complex emotions. But when it comes down to it, that life is meaningless. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I thought. I thought life had no value due to the fact that it's like, okay, well, we do all these things just for our lives to be taken away, just to have these opportunities stripped from us. And it's that nihilism talking to you. It feels like nihilism became that little voice in the back of your head that always tells you can't do anything, you can't better yourself, you can't do this, you can't do that. But it's just like if you if you really observe and you really just sit down and talk to yourself about it. And I feel like that's like another major thing for me. Like that's what I didn't do. Like I was so dead set on like life has nothing. I was about to hit the I want to kill my mom. You know what I'm saying? Type of energy I had going on. And so it really I feel like it really shaped me and put me on a path to really hate the life that I was living. And even when hating the life that you were living, it's just but that's the thing. You continue to live life. Even though you may think it's meaningless, you still continue to live life. But why would you live life if you think it's meaningless? If it truly has no value, then exactly what I'm saying. Why would you continue to live life? And that's the same question that we haven't been able to answer. Why? But yet all these people are doing these things and they continue to live their life even though it's quote unquote meaningless. And this is what begs me to say this. You have to give your life value. You have to give your life meaning. If you do not see the meaning in the things that are in your life, then you will have no value in your life. You know what I'm saying? It's more like, I mean, think about an object that has a lot of value and worth to you. Say your grandma gave you a necklace and then your grandma died. Then you have that necklace. That necklace has value because of the fact that you had value for your grandmother. You cared for your grandmother. You loved your grandmother. And so inherently, what she gave you would have value, right? And so I see it like that. You give as much value to your life as you want. And I'm not here to change your mind. And maybe if you are nihilistic, but I'm just here to give you a different perspective. You have something in your life that you value dearly, and let that thing be taken away from you. Does it still have no meaning? Does the fact that you've gone through all these things have no meaning? Does the fact that you continue to wake up every day have no meaning? And you may say no to all these questions, which is perfectly fine. But it's that it does. It does have meaning. The fact that you continue to wake up and continue to push every day, even though you may not think about it and be like, oh, I just have to do this because I have to do this. But you, I feel like when you're very nihilistic and when you're stuck in that mindset as well, you're very much in denial. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to deny, because you don't want to be seen as wrong. You're just like, nah, that turtle over there, bro. It's just on his way to die, just like the rest of us, just about to be in the grave. But then, if that's the case, then you have a value of death. And if you have a value of death, then doesn't death mean something to you? Because if that's where that turtle's gonna go, then why would you? You know what I'm saying? It's just the thing is inherently everything has a value. But if you want to tell yourself it doesn't have value, then it won't. It's very much a perspective thing. And so that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. If you are nihilistic, I wish to change your perspective. I wish for you to see the world in a brighter color. Because especially dealing with the things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis that life can throw at us, that all these things that we can and maybe cannot handle, it's just you have to see it from a different lens. And I feel like once you've juggled all these things, you've been through all these things are have afflicted you and affected you. You know what I'm saying? You start to become trained, if you will, to that. You will start to become accustomed to that, and that's what you expect life to be. It's just a overall bad experience. But when you give yourself meaning, when you give yourself a sense of purpose and a sense of value, everything around you will have value. And that's just really like another thing about it. It's just like nihilism is the belief of life is meaningless. And if that's the case, then let me ask you, if your life is meaningless, why do you still continue to live life? Because every single day you will encounter another reason to give it meaning. But that's if you allow it to give it meaning. And that's the beautiful thing about it. You always have a choice, and you'll always have a decision to make. And whether or not you choose the right one, it most definitely can have a make or break factor to your life. And I want to talk about all these psychology terms. Honestly, I think I'm gonna call it the mental morphosis. But you know what? Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. Thank y'all for coming back to another Chef Walkie video. And have a nice day, y'all. Drink water, stay safe, and peace out.